Yeah, yeah. Well, I know he is a vet. I'm trying
Oh
to.
yeah,
I mean, shit. He's
everybody
like
that
90
age is a
something.
vet.
So
I
what are
don't
we
know.
talking here? That's
I
like
don't
the
know anybody
Korean
that
War,
age.
right?
Korea. He was 60
Yeah, right.
during
I mean,
Korea.
yeah,
he, he
right. Yeah, right. Shit.
Korea
Yeah,
was
he's
in.
too old for Vietnam, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. He was definitely in his.
Oh, so he's World War II.
No, yeah.
He was a
I'm
private in World War
thinking.
II, right? If we're
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. He was. All right. So how do you know how old he is?
93, 94, like in that range, right around
93.
there.
Jesus Christ. I know where I'll be when I'm
He's just
93.
playing.
I will have been in the
Yeah, me
ground for
too.
20 years.
Yeah,
They'll be
I'm
like,
about to say,
Brian,
yeah,
who?
hopefully
Yeah,
not. But
yeah.
shit,
No,
live
no
long and
way.
prosper. But
No way I
shit,
make it that long. Um,
no, man, too many
Geez,
donuts for me.
93. Oh my God. So he was born in the 20s. So yeah, he
Yeah,
was he was a grown man in World War II. So he certainly was in World War II. And yeah, by the time Vietnam came up, he was yeah, well into his 60s. I mean, we pulled out of Vietnam in
I know, right?
1972, January 27th, 1972. So, yeah, he he was 50. He was around 50 when we pulled out of Vietnam.
Yeah,
But
seven. Yeah, right.
yeah, so
He
he's
was.
got
Yeah, I
some.
think that's when he made general. It was probably Vietnam.
Yeah, he's got some
Oh yeah,
stories.
he's got some
So,
stories.
but I'm telling you, mic him
Yeah,
up and
before
just
the
start
before it
asking
got
him
lame.
stuff. That would be a great YouTube channel. So,
Oh no, yeah, I've kind
all
of
right.
thought about that. The problem is that he's not still like his answers aren't really coherent. He's almost like
All the
Boomhauer
better.
from King of the Hill. Yeah,
All the better.
all the better. I'll do it. You know
Yeah,
what? Fuck it. You
yeah.
convinced me. You
The
convinced me.
stories are that much more
But
interesting. Yeah.
yeah,
My
right. Yeah, no, well, let me tell you, man.
m- yeah,
But
because I'm dealing with a family member with dementia. I mean, she's like, way gone. But my wife's grandmother, we used to go visit her in a nursing home, and she could have a conversation with you, but what she thought was going on and what was really going on were two totally different things. So she thought she lived in a fancy hotel. And you think
right.
about it, nursing home kind of is a fancy hotel, right? Got your own, you got a
Right.
private room, you got people feeding you 3 times a day, right?
Yeah.
But she thought her daughter was a secret agent. And when she wasn't with her, was off doing missions. And they would be like, no, mom lives in Arizona. And I'm like, leave her alone. The life that she's got in her head is a lot more interesting
Well,
than,
yeah. Yeah.
her
Are you
daughter's
kidding me?
retired 3,000 miles away. I'm like, let's go with she's a secret
Secret agent.
agent.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
That's right.
but yeah, that's even better stuff,
Oh
So,
man. Damn, the
well,
worst was my grandmother, which was like when she started going, she started telling my stepdad or whatever. Like, she was like, "Oh, you were a bad son," which wasn't true, by the way, 100%. Like 100% true. Like he was a great kid. You know what I mean? Like he was always looked at as the favorite. But all of a
mhm,
sudden, when she became, it's like, "Oh, you were the worst," something like that. Like, and saying that he did shit he didn't do.
yeah.
But
Well,
what are you gonna do?
it's one of I tell people all the time, um, because like I said, I live with it every day. Um, and it can be one of the worst things ever for a family is just to see
Very
the
sad.
mental deterioration of somebody that has dementia. But there's different levels of it. There's a level where they can't have a conversation with you at all. like don't know where they are. Every day is a new day because they don't remember anything. But there is also a point where it's for lack of a better word, it's entertaining because they remember enough and they can have enough of a conversation with you that that is interesting what the way they're thinking and the things that they recall or the things that they the way they see things.
One time my grandmother walked in to the kitchen to tell my mother's like, there's two people being fresh and nasty in the living room. Right. So mom's like, what? Oh, okay. Let's go see what's going on. Obviously she already knows. Walks in there and it's like two people kissing on a TV screen. Like, so yeah.
Well,
No, you laugh
yeah,
so you don't cry, but it's what it is.
yeah. Well,
Great way to we'll talk with dementia and senility and dying a
exactly.
slow painful death. Yeah, right. But
Hey, I think I'm on the fast track to dementia. So
yeah, I know.
I think
I've
if I didn't do so many things that involved me thinking constantly, and that honestly, my uneducated feeling about the entire situation is the more analytical your life is along the way, the better off you are. Because when I look at just about everybody I know that has dementia, did not have a situation where they were very analytical or they were playing games. They weren't dealing with game theory. Like I see these guys that are 85 years old at the poker table and are sharp as can be because they're using their brain. They've been using their brain all the time, and
the general. I mean, he's not all there, but he plays.
Oh yeah, and that's really healthy, in my opinion, because I like my uncle, who is probably about 8 years older than my mom, but he was a mathematician. He was a PhD in mathematics, so he stayed sharp along the way, and he forgets things, but still, every time I break it down and I see somebody that has dementia, I always say, what do they do for a living? Like my mother was an English professor, and there's nothing analytical about that. You really there's nothing. You're not solving problems. But people that solve problems regularly tend to hold it off a lot more. So, bottom line is, full circle, pool is good for you because it makes you think and makes you solve problems. And I know a lot of old guys, a lot of guys over 75 that are sharp as can be, and they play pool every week, if not every day. So okay,
we'll go pool, the cure for Alzheimer's. I don't know if that's misleading, but
well, if anybody wants to sue us over it, they can only do it if they get Alzheimer's after playing pool. Come back and sue us, but they will have forgotten that we said this, so it won't matter.
Yeah, so it won't matter. It's a foolproof plan. I like the way you think, Sensei. So, I guess we'll wrap up there with pool being the cure for Alzheimer's.
Exactly.
Anything? I'll plug it for you. Please, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not subscribed to FX Billiards, you are doing yourself a disservice, especially if you are trying to learn pool. I am only somewhat good because of his lessons. They have helped me tremendously, and that channel will help you as well. So please go to FX Billiards. I will have a link below in the comments. And again, hit like and subscribe here because you know what? I'm not so bad, am I? Maybe I shouldn't ask that, but
no, grow this channel. All right,
that's
gang.
right.
All right, buddy. I will see you, and I'm going to take some notes, and hopefully over the next couple of weeks or so, we'll do a podcast for my channel.
Oh
and you'll be able to use it on your channel as well. So we'll hit everybody. All right,
whatever works. I'll definitely be looking forward for that. All right, take care.
Be safe.
Hasta luego.
I'll talk to you.
All right,
okay, bye-bye.
All right, later.